This week on the Spotlight, Matt Thornton, the veteran reliever, talks about the 2012 White Sox and his season. Gordon Beckham, trying to snap out of some .230 batting average doldrums, has been getting a few key hits. We talked to fans at Salerno's at Grand and Racine. They offer their 2 cents worth. And we flash back to 2003, a very young Paul Konerko, this week on the Spotlight. Check out my website, benkowski.com, for my weekly article and up-to-the-minute trivia sites. It's the 25th year of the Lansing Floral Sports Spotlight. Flowers for every imaginable occasion at Lansing Floral Shop. Call them at 708-474-1212. They deliver. You've got to get to the Dirty Sock for Benkowski Trivia at 93rd and Roberts Road, Wednesday, August 22nd at 7:30 p.m., and again Wednesday, September 5th at 7:30 p.m. You can eat, drink, and play and have a good time at the Dirty Sock on Roberts Road. Want to get a haircut from a great hairstylist? Call mine, Rose Murillo, 312-726-2201. With a 30-year Southwest Side tradition, Huck Finn is open 24 hours to serve you with great breakfasts like the Becky Thatcher, soups, great lunches, 1/3 pound burgers, clubs, and much more. Dinners from seafood to steaks to pasta, great donuts, and ice creams. With 3 locations at Archer and Damon, 67th and Pulaski, and 105th and Cicero. Stop in today. You know Huck Finn is open. Tanks is a great place to go with an outdoor beer garden, beanbag games at 124th and Western. You might find me there. They're open Monday through Friday at 10 a.m., Saturday and Sunday at noon. Watch Sox, Cubs, NFL. They have daily specials. A lot of good stuff and fun going on at Tanks, 124th and Western.
Hi, my name is Rose, and I've been a skilled hairstylist for over 10 years. I specialize in men's haircuts and in corrective color. Come visit me at Salon 203 at 203 North LaSalle, 312-726-2201. And while you're at it, come in and get a shoe shine and a shave. It's a great place where a man can be a man.
Since 1967, El Jardín has been serving the finest Mexican food. Before, after, or during ball games, located conveniently just 3 blocks south of Wrigley Field, 3335 North Clark. Whether there's a game or not, you still get hungry, and El Jardín has great service, great food, and great drinks. I've enjoyed every meal I've had there, and you will too. So get to El Jardín for great Mexican food at 3335 North Clark Street in Chicago. You'll be glad you did. We're back on the Spotlight, and we're going to be talking with Matt Thornton. He is the senior member of the White Sox bullpen in tenure and age as one of the 1976 boys, joining people like Paul Konerko and A.J. Pierzynski as the old guard of the team. And I don't mean old in a bad way. I just mean the most seasoned veterans. When you consider all the youngsters on this team, you got to have that balance. And that might be one of the keys to this ball club. Matt addresses that and makes some very interesting points for a guy who's been there and seen a lot of, how should I say, heavy-duty pennant races. It's an intense part of the pennant race once again. You got less than 60 games to play. It's got to be a great feeling to be in it again and with every game counting.
Oh, absolutely. That's what you play for, is to be in the situation this time of year. You know, I've been on the other side of the ball where you're down 10, 8 games at this point, and you need a whole lot of stuff to go your way. Now we just have to go out there and continue to do what we've been doing, play solid baseball, pitch well, timely hitting, and great defense.
Of the White Sox teams I've covered, and it's been a while, this might be the youngest team that I've seen. I mean, certainly there's a core of veterans like yourself and Jesse and, the heart of the lineup. But there's a lot of people like born in the 80s and late 80s and stuff. And I just wonder how that mix blends together from your point of view.
It's been great. That was a lot of our question marks coming into the season was could the young guys contribute right now? You saw them play and you see great things from them at times, and you knew they're going to eventually be great ball players. But where they're at right now and what they've been doing to help this team win games has been a lot of fun to watch. From Nate Jones and Hector Santiago, Addison Reed, Viciedo. It's been great watching those guys and them help us win games and get us in this situation.
Well, one of the things that I find kind of heartwarming is that seemingly unsolicited, a lot of you guys are going to them and saying, that one thing you did out there. I read an account of Tyler Flowers being very grateful to AJ's help, and I heard today, in fact, from Nate about you helping him with some stuff in the pen, and that's what really makes a team.
Absolutely, I know that's what a veteran will do is just give a little bit of advice here and there. Nate Jones has kind of went down the same road that I did when I was young, with major control issues when he was young, and finally got an opportunity with us and has kind of ran with it, and doing a great job. Has stepped in when Jesse was down. We didn't have Brett Myers over here. Nate did a good job of shoring up the bullpen for us and being a good late inning guy. At the same time, he has his bumps and he has his down games and stuff, but he's always bounced back well from it, and he's got that good short-term memory that you need to be a reliever.
Yeah, exactly. And that brings up the point of like mental toughness down the stretch. I know even Kenny Williams, your GM, has addressed the idea of being mentally tougher. I think the phrase he uses is Chicago tough. What do you see about that in this locker room?
No doubt about it. That's something I think the clubhouse is great at. Is we're going to get knocked down sometimes. You're going to get beat. You're going to get beat up. You're going to get hurt. You're going to have balls hit off you. You're going to have failure on the field. That's going to cost the team games. But it's that ability to come back the next day. And I think that's kind of the group that we see out here is that every day we're coming out. It's a new day, win or loss, good or bad on the field the night before. You're going to come out and try to help that team win a game that next day. So it's that Chicago tough mentality, ability to get back up and keep going. And I think that's what our team is kind of made of right now.
Well, given what you just said, this is almost a redundant question, but tell me how you feel personally at this point in the season, in terms of wear and tear on yourself and going at these last 50-some games with a ton of them in your own division.
Yeah, that's getting to that point in the season where it doesn't really matter how you feel anymore. It's time to go. I mean, we're starting August, here, and it doesn't matter if you're sore and beat up and stuff. If the team needs you, the team needs you, and you go out there whenever you can. Hopefully that they're smart with everyone, and it's been a hot summer and it's really worn on people and stuff. But at the same time, you take care of yourself and get ready to go every single day, and it's just go out there and play the game to the best of your ability and fight every pitch, fight every at bat, and help the team win a game.
To wrap up, I know you got 6 or 7 left with Detroit, and there'll be no problem being ready for those because that's the team you got to keep back. But I noticed you have, I think, 12 with Kansas City, and it's tough, I think, sometimes to get jacked up for a team that's quite a bit out of the race. Will those be tougher games for you?
I don't think so. I think it's something that Robin and Kenny and Mark Parent and Cooper have kind of instilled in us throughout the season, starting in spring training. It's every single day. It doesn't matter who you're playing, what's going on, who's in the mound for the other team, who's in the mound for you, what the situation is. You go out there and you give it everything you have. And like we said, you just gotta battle every single at bat and grind everything out and keep on going.
Well, just keep doing what you're doing, and I think we'll see some action in October.
All right, thanks.
Thanks. Milano's Pizza at 109th and Western is the place to order from like I do. Lasagna, chicken parm, Italian beef, and stuffed pizza besides the thin crust. They're open Monday through Wednesday at 3 p.m., Thursday through Saturday 11 a.m., and Sunday at noon. Call them at 773-445-4010. Come play in the area's classiest billiard center, Jukebox Billiards, 7910 Calumet Avenue in Munster, 2 blocks south of 8094. Selling the most famous names of pool tables and billiard equipment, specializing in table recovery and moving of tables. A complete pro shop with the most brand names of cues and cases. Celebrating over 20 years, excellence, top billiard tables, the place where the action is, Jukebox Billiards, 7910 Calumet in Munster. You've got to get to McKell's Inn at 3259 West 111th Street, just west of Kedzie, where good friends meet for a cool one. Tuesday and Thursday, they have $1.50 domestic bottles, $4 Guinness every day. They have great people and a great staff. And I've got trivia coming up in September. So I will see you at McKell's Inn, 3259 West 111th Street, a great place to have a good time. Bring your car to Quick Stop Muffler and Brake at 95th and Pulaski, and they'll fix it right. They also do shocks and struts, free estimates. Call them at 708-423-3700. They're very thorough in their work, and they have very competitive pricing. Quick Stop Muffler and Brake, 95th and Pulaski. We're back on the spotlight. Let's talk some White Sox hitters now. A guy who wouldn't talk to us last time because I think he was afraid that I would ask pointed questions about how he'd been hitting the last few weeks is Gordon Beckham. But maybe Gordon feels a little stabilized now, certainly with the team winning. Maybe the group session would tend to be less ferocious. But in any event, Gordon spoke to the group about the state of the Sox and himself. I kind of pointed my questions toward defense because that part of his play has been quite good. So here's a very positive and upbeat Gordon Beckham talking with the group of media, and I throw in some defensive questions, but not to make him defensive.
A good weekend. We didn't hit the ball very well, so they won, and then here we are. So we're still doing well, and we're going to continue doing that.
For a nice long homestand, 10 days, 9 games, or whatever it is. But can you just talk about playing better in this ballpark? Early in the season, it wasn't the case, but lately it sure has.
Yeah, no, I feel like other years we've come home kind of like, oh God, we're coming home. We always play bad here, but this year I feel like I think we all love coming home because we know we're gonna at least play well, and we've got a lot of screaming fans behind us, and I think that it showed on that 3-game series against Minnesota. I mean, I think we broke some sort of record, for 3 games. It wasn't the Yankees or something. I saw something about that. So the fans are starting to come out, and we're in a good spot, and we definitely like coming home now to our fans, and definitely. Excited to play in front.
I know that you're very businesslike about the games, and the rest of the season, but it's got to be fun also to be in a pennant stretch drive now.
Absolutely. I mean, it's a lot of fun. I mean, that's what I was saying. We like coming to the park. We enjoy being here, and I don't know if I've been here when we've been in this spot, this late. We've always kind of had some, like what ifs, and it seems like we're on the right track here, and so for 3 seasons it wasn't like this, and now it feels like we got a good chance. We got a good chance to win this thing, and so I think everybody's excited.
Gordon, can you talk a little bit about your symmetry with Alexi? And it seems like you're the starting pitcher's best friend when you're able to turn some double plays and get out of jams.
We've obviously known each other for 4 years now, and we definitely know where each of us want to be, and we definitely like making good plays. And I think that's you go out there and you expect to make good plays. I think that you make the routine plays and then you make some great plays, and I feel like we've done a really good job of when given the opportunity, turned a lot of double plays to always less pitch count, out of the inning, that kind of stuff always helps.
I think maybe one of the surprising things is that even when the ball looks like it's headed for the outfield, you still get to the bag because you know that he has some incredible range, and a lot of times he's getting it there.
Right. Yeah. I mean, he's got the ability to make some incredible plays. So you can never underestimate what he can and can't get to.
Get the good to be home thing.
It's nice to be home. It is nice to be home. That's a long time to actually be on the road and then be only home for a couple days. So it's nice.
Your facing a California team is different than they were last time you met them. What's the biggest obstacle you have with them?
Well, I mean, they're a lot like Texas. I think they're deep lineups. They're fast. They do a lot of things on the bases that make pitchers uncomfortable and catchers uncomfortable because they're all aggressive. And they're good. They're like a lot of other teams that we've played.
Overall, why do you think the guys have had more success throwing out base runners this year?
Well, I think they've just been getting better at it. We're doing a little bit better job lately of holding guys on and being aware of it. I think you see teams that don't care too much about holding guys on. They're just pitching. They'll get a lot of stolen bases. So you have to care about it. I mean, every time you're giving up an extra base, it just puts more pressure on your defense and your pitchers to make good pitches, not make any mistakes.
How does baseball change from the last 2 months of the season for contending teams?
Well, again, the pressures of playing and outcomes. I think what you would consider the consequences of not playing well and those kind of pressures. But again, for us, you just play. And I want these guys just playing, not caring too much about thinking ahead, just kind of playing with what's in front of them instead of thinking too far ahead.
Well, you guys have done a good job of that, but at some point the reality kicks in where you do watch the scoreboard no matter how many times you say you don't.
Yeah, but there is ways that guys can stay within the game that they're playing, because you can't control what's going on the scoreboard, but you can control what's going on the field and in front of you. So a lot of these guys have been through different things in their careers, and it shouldn't be too hard put that aside and just play, because I think they're in a position that they would want to be in if they thought about it at the beginning of spring training.
When you're playing games that matter, does it almost make it tougher to play the non-contenders who might be in a strange way kind of loose?
I don't know about that. I think sometimes it becomes tough when those people change a lot of players. Like when they trade away a lot of players and you see different people, it can be different as far as, you know, trying to figure out who they are. Guys haven't seen them before. That becomes a little tougher, but you know, for us, we just play. I don't think, again, we're, you know, worried too much about who we're playing. You know, you have to play well in the position that you're in to end up where you want to end up.
What's Kenny got his...
With a 30-year Southwest Side tradition, Huck Finn is open 24 hours to serve you with great breakfasts like the Becky Thatcher, soups, great lunches, 1/3 pound burgers, clubs, and much more. Dinners from seafood to steaks to pasta, great donuts, and ice creams. With 3 locations at Archer and Damon, 67th and Pulaski, and 105th and Cicero. Stop in today. You know Huck Finn is open. You've got to get to Lansing Floral Shop. Open at 8 a.m. daily. Besides a great array of live flowers, they have custom silks, Bridgewater candles. They want you to plan your parties early at a wide delivery area. They're located at 3420 Ridge Road in Lansing, or you can call 708-474-1212. Weddings, funerals, birthdays, anniversaries, and guys, try the No Reason flower. Believe me, it works. Lansing Floral Shop. Give them a call, 708-474-1212. George's Sports Bar is not a secret anymore. 5407 West 95th Street, just a couple of blocks off Central. They have $1 Bud bottles Tuesday and Thursday, $1.50 domestic Sunday and Wednesday. They have a DJ on Friday. They have golden tea, and they have a very cool mini bowling alley at 5407 West 95th. Get there. Come play in the area's classiest billiard center, Jukebox Billiards, 7910 Calumet Avenue in Munster, 2 blocks south of 8094. Selling the most famous names of pool tables and billiard equipment. Specializing in table recovery and moving of tables. A complete pro shop with the most brand names of cues and cases. Celebrating over 20 years. Excellence. Top billiard tables. The place where the action is. Jukebox Billiards. 7910 Calumet in Munster. In Exhibition 1, Peyton Manning is a Bronco. Boy, he had a lot of time here. And it was an ugly Bears exhibition, so let's talk to the fans instead. We're enjoying food and trivia at Salerno's, and the Bears have opened their exhibition play. Introduce yourself and tell us what you think about the Bears' chances for 2012.
My name is Kevin, and I'm always glad to come to Salerno's and play Benkowski trivia. Always a blast. And as far as the Bears go, I think that Jay Cutler finally has some weapons this year. If you look at guys like Brandon Marshall and Alshon Jeffrey, Devin Hester and Johnny Knox are not #1 receivers, and they tried to sell us that bill of goods the last couple of years. Now he has a bona fide #1 guy in Marshall, a very good rookie in Jeffrey, and a very good second running back in Michael Bush. I think if Jay Cutler has a chance to succeed, this is the best chance he's ever had this year, and let's hope he does. If the offensive line holds up too, let's throw that in too.
I think that with the improved receivers, maybe you could bring Hester back to his main focus and put him on the return teams all the time and at least get great field position if they kick away from him.
You bet. If he concentrates on that, he's the best guy in NFL history that's ever done it. So if they give him that sole purpose, or at least just diminish his wide receiver role, I think it'll be a good thing. I agree.
We're talking to the veteran trivia team JMB here at Salerno's. One of their players will introduce himself and give his Bears 2012 thoughts. Please do that.
Guten Tag. My name is Arnold, and I think the Bears is wunderbar. They will go 17-0 and win all the games by 67 points. Guten Tag.
Yeah. We move over to the famous trivia team, Team Auntie Joni, and we're with the birthday boy, Gordon, who's celebrating his 35th birthday today. And, Gordon, tell everybody your thoughts about the Chicago sports scene.
Well, I'll start with the Bears. I think, I'll tell you, I have high hopes for the Bears. I think I think it's all going to boil down to how they perform defensively. They're getting somewhat old on the defensive side, but if they can hold up and they don't have a lot of injuries, I know Urlacher has problems with his knees, but I think offensively, I think they're going to be pretty good if the offensive line performs, and so we'll see what happens, but I'm optimistic about the Bears. The Cubs, well, they'll, I think, remain the Cubs.
That's well put. That's
the White Sox, I think, you know, Kenny Williams, I think, is one of the best general managers. I think he gets unfairly maligned. He always has that team competitive. I'm a Cub fan, but I appreciate what the Sox do because it's really a professional team, and they always compete well and they play well. So we'll see what happens.
All right. Well, that's not easy for a Cub fan to say. So you know it must be from the heart, and that's a good thing.
I eat on the pasta twice just...
Salerno's Restaurant and Pizzeria at Grand and Racine is the place to go before United Center Pavilion, Bulls, Hawks, Cubs, and Sox too. Dine in or carry out with great family recipes, including homemade pastas, steaks, seafood, a great fun bar area. Meet people. Have a tremendous time. At Salerno's Restaurant and Pizzeria, Grand and Racine, you'll find a great variety of foods for you to enjoy at Salerno's. Go play at Red Shoes Billiards, 12009 South Pulaski in Alsip, featuring 16 Brunswick Gold Crown pool tables, drop fluorescent lighting fixtures, and the fabulous grade of cloth. Call 708-388-3700. That's Red Shoe Billiards, 12009 South Pulaski. You should get to Kelly's Tavern at 44th and Wallace for my trivia game. Friday, August 17th at 8 p.m. and again Friday, August 24th at 8 p.m. Come out and play, bring some friends, have a good time. We'll all have fun at Kelly's Tavern, 44th and Wallace. We might even play outside. In fact, lately, when the weather's nice, we do go out on that back patio at Kelly's. Lindy's Chili, Gertie's Ice Cream at 110th and Kedzie has it all. From fresh-made burgers, fries, hot dogs, chicken, turkey, Polish, shrimp, tuna, barbecue, ham, tamales, quesadillas. They've got salads and plenty of ice cream with sundaes, banana splits, and seasonal favorites. Get all these things at Lindy's Chili, which is where I start, but I always get a little something extra, at 110th and Kedzie. I talked to Joe Crede, the White Sox third baseman, who finally got some at-bats last year, and he said it makes a huge difference when you're the regular guy instead of just coming in once in a while. You know, I know you had a player of the week or two under your belt, and that had to be a great feeling. What's it like to be out there now and know that you've established yourself at the major league level? Now you're going into a full season. I would have to think your confidence is right at the top.
Well, I'm very excited about the season, and you know, I can't wait for it to start. And you know, I think as a team, we're all excited about it, and you know, it's going to be a fun year.
In addition to yourself being established as a middle of the lineup guy, you know, your team added a couple of pretty fine pitchers. Can you comment on those additions to this year's team?
I think everybody's, you know, excited about it, and you know, we're all looking forward to going into spring training and to the regular season and seeing where we can stand with everyone else.
Tell me what you can remember either about facing Colon or Koch, and about having him on your side instead.
I've never faced him before, and just what I've, you know, heard before from other players who have faced him, you know, I think it's a good thing they are on our side and the success they had in the big leagues.
Any other thing that has happened in the last, let's say, since the season ended, that encourages you about what's going to happen to the 2003 White Sox?
I mean, everything, you know, with the team we ended up with last year, you know, I was still excited, and with the team we have now, you know, I'm still, you know, excited too. I mean, either way, you know, I was going to be excited going into this year because I knew we were going to have a good team, and, you know, I still think we do have a good team.
Who strikes you as, from the obvious, the Angels, of course, but who else strikes you in the American League as teams that are going to be powerhouses in 03?
You know, that's a good question because I can't really answer it because, you know, I think year to year, you know, it usually changes with some teams, and you know, it's going to be a battle for us, and we're looking forward to the challenge.
Well, in your own division, if we limit it to that, I guess you have to respect Minnesota for what they've achieved so in the past.
I think you have to respect every team in the division. I mean, you can't overlook any team. You still got to go out there and play them, and you know, it's always going to be a battle, and it's going to be a challenge, and we're looking forward to it.
Any plateaus you're trying to hit this coming year? A certain batting average, a certain RBI level, maybe something defensively?
The only thing I can say is, you know, I'm going to go out there and do whatever I can to help this team win.
That's a good thing.
Definitely. I mean, it's whether it's doing the little things or, you know, something making a play defensively, you know, it's going to be whatever it takes.
Well, again, that's the attitude that the White Sox have had for some time, and why there's a lot of encouragement in the South Side, especially in the ticket purchasing area. And finally, we finish with Paul Konerko from 2003 at SoxFest, and he's talking about his club.
Get to work, and we don't want predictions. We just want to go out and play, and we just want to let our talent dictate whether we're a good enough team. We don't want other things to bring us down and all that kind of stuff. So we'll find out. I mean, it's believe me, time will go by, and we'll get to the regular season, and before you know it, we'll be finding out what kind of team we are.
There's a little sense of caution in the way you're describing your club for 03. Has it come down from the top to where it's said by Kenny or someone else to be careful of your comments so you don't end up putting up bulletin board material for another team in your division?
No, I mean, that's just the way I always answer questions. I'm one of those guys who's always worried about the worst, you know, and I've always been that way. I do see a good team here. I do see, obviously, the talent. I think we've made some additions that have made ourselves better. I won't lie about that. I'm excited. I think we're much better than we were going into last year. And from a chemistry standpoint, I like our guys. But, you know, I think you just got to kind of worry about things and always have that attitude, like just keep working, keep your head down, keep pumping, and don't try to, you know, figure the game out and say, well, we got this, and this now, so we should win because this other team only has this. And you just can't do this. This game is anybody who's followed the team in the last couple of years knows that. I can only remember the predictions a couple of years ago after we won the division that we added guys. People thought we'd run away with it, and it didn't work out that way. So, I mean, I'm learning as I go too. This is, you know, I'm doing my 5th year with this team, and you learn a little bit more every year. And more what you learn is, you know, just keep your mouth shut and play. That's basically what you keep learning on more and more. That becomes more apparent every year. It's just to go play the games because crazy stuff happens, you know. No one would give Anaheim a chance to win the World Series at the beginning of the year last year. You know, they win the World Series. No one predicted that. So, you know, you just got to play the games, man, and find out. We could be a great team, we could be a bad team, but you just got to try your best and go out there, and you just never know. I mean, I don't say that as a cliche. I mean, I honestly don't know. You know, you got to go out and just give it your all and see what happens.
This week's show has been brought to you by the Lansing Floral Shop. Call for your flowers at 708-474-1212. Huck Finn, a great wide-ranging menu, along with donuts and ice cream. Open 24 hours at Archer and Damon, 67th and Pulaski, and 105th and Cicero. Imprint Graphics, leaders in booklet, perfect bound saddle stitch, very competitive pricing. Call 708-396-1010.